3FM.
Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning.
It's the beginning of a brand new week. Good morning. Welcome to the news on 3FM 92.7. My name is Noble Crosby Annan. We're coming to you live from our studios here at number 35 John Hammond Street in Accra, live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. Coming up this morning, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Nkwibwe to report to Accra today to answer charges related to alleged illegal mining activities by Akwanta Mining Limited. Also, the Ghana Health Service deploys 20,000 doses of the Mpox vaccine to the Western region for the vaccination campaign. Plus, junior doctors ready to withdraw services from tomorrow, October 7, over 10 to 14 months of unpaid arrears. We have details of these stories and a lot more coming to you shortly. Stay with us. Welcome to the program. Let's start the morning from here. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Nkwibwe, is expected to report to the Office of the Attorney General today following his alleged involvement in Akwanta mining firm in illegal small-scale mining. Lawyers of Chairman Wontumi have been asked to report with their clients to Accra today, Monday, October 6, for his charges to be read to him. The Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, who disclosed this on Friday, October 3, during President Mahama's engagement with civil society organizations on tackling the illegal mining menace, said failure will result in his arrest.
The statistics that were given included 1,400 arrests. Currently, we have initiated prosecutions in 65 dockets. And I'm happy to announce that in 2002, the police conducted very diligent investigations in respect of Akwanta mining, but the docket was hidden until we came to power. We were finding it difficult to get information. So as we speak, the charges against Chairman Wontumi, Akwanta mining, and 5 others have been signed as I speak. Currently, we are waiting for him we've asked that he should be brought from, Kumasi. His lawyers asked that he should be brought on Tuesday, but I'm insisting that he should be here on Monday. If he doesn't come on Monday, I'm going to order for his arrest.
That's the voice of the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, speaking there. We'll be keeping an eye on this development and bring you details in our subsequent bulletins. But in the meantime, the Ghana Health Service has deployed some 20,000 doses of the Mpox vaccine to the Western region as the service launches a vaccination campaign against Mpox, a viral disease that has been reported in various parts of the country. The campaign, which targets high-risk communities in the disease hotspot, aims to curtail the spread of the infection and protect the population. The vaccination exercise is scheduled to pan for 21 days with a 4-day aggressive strategy in most affected communities. The vaccination drive targets healthcare workers, close contact of confirmed cases, and residents in high-risk districts. The Acting Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Samuel Kabakwaria, during the launch noted that the service has trained some 1,800 clinicians and health staff in surveillance.
I want to assure all of you, especially those families affected by the disease, that we don't intend to sleep, we will not rest, and we will actually not sleep until we contain the Mpox and our people are safe. That is the reason why we are here. Currently, the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service have conducted the following. We have been able to train over 1,800 clinicians and other health staff in major public, quasi-government facilities and selected private sector facilities on Mpox and its surveillance. We have effectively tested samples at designated laboratories for Mpox and efficiently managed all the cases. And we shall keep our campaign of awareness and prevention across the entire country.
And still on health, the health service today is expected to take delivery also on health-related matters to be disrupted as the Junior Doctors Association of Ghana are set to withdraw their services from tomorrow following the declaration of a nationwide strike, citing months of neglect and unfair treatment by the government. The decision follows what the association describes as repeated or failed engagement with authorities. The critical issues fueling the strike is the unpaid salaries of over 200 junior doctors who have worked between 10 to 14 months without receiving any salary. The strike action will be rolled out in two phases, severely impacting healthcare delivery across the country. Now, President of the Junior Doctors Association, Dr. Louis Nkrumah, says the association continued exploitation of its members and will no longer be tolerated.
This comes at a time that is quite worrisome because unfortunately, to the good people of Ghana, they have been trapped in the middle of this. But you see, we want to say that we are doctors and our calling is perfectly to heal, to provide these essential services. But you see, let's understand that we are also human beings, right, with families, with responsibilities. And so we are not just taking this stand as leadership for ourselves, but for the survival of these doctors, the survival of their families, and the survival of the healthcare system as well. And so for us, it's simple. We are just asking that the doctors be paid. Those who are owed the arrears, the payment should be done. The posting should also be done.
Dr. Louisa Nkrumah is president of the Junior Doctors Association. And now the Vice President, Professor Noble Crosby Annan, has announced that the government will soon deploy some 5,000 graduates in agriculture and veterinary services across the country to assist farmers in order to help bridge the gap between research and practice. She announces at the 2025 Asoga Yam Festival in the Volta region. The Grand Derby, which climaxed the festival, showcased vibrant cultural displays, traditional music and dance. The festival, aside to promote unity, peace and cultural heritage, is also to boost tourism and economic development in the Volta region. The Vice President says government is working at reducing post-harvest losses.
Under the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Feed Ghana program is being rolled out with tangible support, including significant allocations that have been made to agriculture in 2025, supporting programs like the Vegetable Development Project and the famous Nkoko Nkete Poultry Eggs Production 2. This also includes 5,000 graduates in agriculture and veterinary science who will be deployed across the country, including the Volta region, of course.
That's the voice of the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang there. This is still the morning news on 3FM 92.7. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. But let's bring you this story in relation to education now, as the Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, has emphasized the importance of discipline and integrity in the country's educational system. Speaking at the 2025 Ghana Teacher Prize ceremony, in Hull, he urged teachers and students to uphold these values, stating that the future of Ghana lies in the moral strength and professional commitment of its people.
For the revision of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and as soon as Parliament convenes, we will get that out of the way. We are reviewing curricula. I see NACA here so that integrity will become an essential part of our training. And then to our teachers, I appreciate your admonition to our teachers not to abuse and take advantage of learners. That is unacceptable, and that is punishable, and that will be punished. Director General GES you are here, you heard his words. No teacher is above the law. And therefore, any teacher found operating below acceptable standards must face the ruthless and highest sanctions of your law. You have the state, the republic backing you as Director General to do so. But to our students, behave. Teachers and your parents are molding your behavior and molding character. The future is yours. The future of Ghana is yours. But be disciplined with hard work, with integrity, the future will remain yours. At least President John Dramani Mahama has given policy approval for the social mobility from Director 1 to Director 2, separation from rank and post.
That's the voice of the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu, there, ending the morning news on 3FM 92.7. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. I'm Noble Crosby Annan. I'll be back shortly with business news. Don't go away.
Gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3FM. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning.
Hello again and welcome to the business segment on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Coming up, under subscription woes continue as government misses 3.710 billion Treasury bill target. Meanwhile, finance and tax experts predict Treasury bill under subscription reversal as 10.47% yield outpaces 9.4% inflation. Plus, government statistician urges continuation of policy efforts for sustained disinflation. We have details of these stories and a lot more coming to you shortly. Please stay with us. Welcome to the bulletin. I'm Noble Crosby Annan. And government of Ghana's domestic borrowing efforts faced another setback last Friday, October 3, as the weekly Treasury bill auction was significantly undersubscribed. Government managed to raise only 2.5 billion cedis from a substantial target of 3.7 billion cedis across the three available tenors, highlighting persistent challenges in the country's money market. And there's more in the following 3 Business News Desk report.
This recurring trend of undersubscription signals a continued cautious approach by investors toward short-term government securities, likely driven by broader economic concerns and a search for higher yield alternatives. The auction results revealed a short term of approximately 1.122 billion cedis from the target of 3.710 billion cedis, with all 3 bill tenors falling short of investor interest. 91-day bill tenor proved that most attractive, receiving the majority of bids. Government received 2.028 billion cedis in total offers and accepted nearly all of it, taking 2.023 billion cedis at a relatively low yield of 10.47%. 182-day bill offers amounted to 394.40 billion cedis, whilst government successfully accepted 389.40 billion cedis at an interest rate of 12.35%. The longest tenor, 364-day bill, had the weakest showing, attracting bids of only 170.64 million cedis, with government accepting 165.64 million cedis at a yield of 12.87%. The persistent funding gap put significant pressure on government's upcoming auction. For the next Treasury bill auction, scheduled for Friday, October 10, 2025, government has substantially increased its borrowing target, aiming to raise a colossal 5.269 billion cedis. The sharp increase in the target following a missed auction indicates heightened financing needs for the week. The financial market will be closely watching the outcome of the October 10 auction, which will be a crucial test of investor confidence and the government's ability to finance its obligations from the domestic markets.
And now, market analysts suggest that to meet this aggressive target, the government may need to consider adjusting interest rates to entice investors as the current yields appear insufficient to draw in the necessary capital. And the failure to meet the new target could compel government to turn to the Bank of Ghana for financing, a move that could have inflationary implications. Meanwhile, the finance and tax expert and head of finance at Melbourne Capital, Nelson Kujo, expects the Treasury bill under subscription trend to be reversed soon, citing the September inflation rate cooling at 9.4% and the 91-day Treasury bill yield holding steady at 10.47%. The resulting positive real return, he argues, is expected to become highly attractive to both institutional and retail investors, which should drive subscription levels up.
To the extent that the Bank of Ghana has maintained a certain strict monetary stance from the beginning, has also contributed significantly to the disinflationary pressure. So these are the factors, in my opinion, that are driving the disinflationary pressure. To the extent that inflation is now below the 91-day Treasury bill rate, we expect more activity within the money market. Government for some time now has recorded under subscription, but as a result of inflation now going down below the 91-day Treasury bill, we expect more activity in the money market, and to that extent we expect government to or the market to reverse the under subscription to over subscription, because investors can make real positive rate of return on their investment within the money market.
You heard the finance and tax expert and head of finance at Melbourne Capital, Nelson Kujo, speaking there. And now, Ghana's remarkable disinflation trend has drawn praise from government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu, who has called on policymakers and implementers to maintain the strategies that have driven the substantial drop in inflation. The country's inflation rate has seen a dramatic fall, moving from a high of 23.8% in December 2024 to a significantly cooler 9.7% in September 2025.
He is projecting that the way things are going, we may see inflation around 3 to 4% by end of December. That's your projection, right? Yeah. You know, at the Ghana Statistical Service, what we do is to collect the data. So we are not able to project into inflation. So it is the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana that work together to project inflation. So unfortunately, I'm not able to tell you, what the projection of inflation would be by December. What I can say, though, is that the things we are doing that are positively impacting on inflation, or that are actually supporting the disinflation process, we should continue to do them and even do better. That's what I can say on this.
And that was government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu speaking there. Let's now take a trip to find out how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange markets, the dollar is selling at 12 cedis 56 pesos. It's recorded no price change. The British pound is selling at 16 cedis 93 pesos. It's gained 8 pesos. The euro is selling at 14 cedis 75 pesos. It also gained 6 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher as the Forex Bureau near you. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $64.53 per barrel. Gold is trading at $3,886 per ounce, up by 29 cents. Cocoa is trading at $6,190 per ton, down by $291.
That was an update from the Forex and the commodity markets, ending the business news here on 3FM 92.7. There's more news always on our website, 3news.com. I'm Noble Crosby Annan. Sunrise continues with Eric Mawinegbert and the rest of the team. Have a great morning.